just in, bug update. People are angry, people are crazy, they're mad again, guys, on Twitter. They're always mad on Twitter. I hate Twitter. I actually like Twitter more now. I believe it's a better platform since not Mr. Beast, Elon Musk has taken hold. The whole verification thing's dumb as but the experience, in my opinion, is a little bit more enjoyable. Instead of just seeing unhinged people on the left, now I see unhinged people on the left and also unhinged people on the right. And I've been seeing a lot of people who are unhinged talk about my dear friend and my literal idol, Mr. Beast, whatever his name is, Jimmy Beast. They hate him. Every time he does something on his channel, no matter what he does, people get angry. They get angry at him. When Mr. Beast made a video where Chris identified as an Apache attack helicopter, and then Mr. Beast identified as a tank, that was a big stink. There was a bit of a big hoopla like 8 years ago. And then 2 years ago, there was the Squid Game thing, which was, that was weird. People were mad he didn't give that money away. People are always just fucking mad at him because he's rich and he's cool and he's funny and he's handsome and he can dance really well and he's got Crohn's disease or whatever. He poops a lot, I think. Back in January, I made a video on the topic of Mr. Beast. He was curing the blind. Literally Jesus. He is Jesus reincarnate. Either that or he is a beast. The Beast, the Antichrist. He cured the blind. People got really, really, really mad because they were, confused. Has Jesus risen again? Or is it just this really, really kind rich guy just trying to make the world a better place? It's either one or the other. And then it made all the leftists on Twitter mad. Ah! They went. There was no wholesome reaction. I thought it was weird. It seemed demonic in nature. The video did to me. It seemed like he was doing good, but it also, something about just making videos, having that much power, doing that much good, and then the thumbnail and the way that YouTube content is set up to make it perform well in the algorithm, it made it seem demonic to me. But that's just me, though. I don't know. A lot of people on Twitter felt the exact same way, but also couldn't see past that, and they just compared him to the devil. The dude even took a break off Twitter because so many people compared him to Satan. The mob did, and they said that he was just evil and taking advantage of people. I don't know, man. He's not an ordinary guy for sure, but he's using his platform to help others. That's definitely, he's a saint. If anything, he's not demonic in nature. YouTube is demonic. He's a saint using the opportunities that are in front of him the best he possibly can to be a saint. That's what I believe now. I no longer see it as demonic. I'm now subscribing to the Church of Beastianity. All right, I'm a second day Beastiantist. The dude doesn't do stuff purely for profit. He's Saint Beast. And, just to further this point, there are so many Mr. Beast clones. Not a single one of them is doing nearly as much good as Mr. Beast. Like, it's not even a quantifiable amount. Second place, not even a quantifiable amount. But nobody turns their pitchforks on them. They turn their pitchforks on our hero, Saint Beast. And the clones get a lot of views too, 10, 20 million views. It's fucking insane. And I tell you what, for sure, none of them have been able to cure the blind yet, all right? After the initial mob from the hoopla in January settled down, things really started happening internally at Beast Inc. Jimmy's best friend from childhood started to take a hormone replacement therapy. People got really mad about that. Sunny V2 made a video about it. The whole thing was crazy. They all took it in stride, and they all seem like they're doing pretty well in spite of all the mob. The mob. Two sides, different mob, by the way. Curing blindness mob was different from the hating Chris mob. Both things are directly associated with Mr. Beast, so it's kind of a Beast Inc. problem, not just Jimmy. And by God, people were dramatically upset over Chris's decision to pursue his best self, or whatever he believes is his best self, whatever he wants to do. People are angry that people want to be happy. That's weird. People were saying that Mr. Beast didn't want Chris to be around anymore just because of a video where he looked tired in a live stream. And they were like, he just is fed up with Chris, dude. He's just fed up with Chris. I don't think so, brother. I think you're all fucking insane. So much hate was sparked recently. And, people said that Chris was a liability and they weren't friends. But it's all gone full circle. Okay, guys? Because Beast is back to helping people. And this time, it's not curing the blind. It's curing the deaf. Look out, Helen Keller. MrBeast is coming for you. I saw this thumbnail and my mind immediately exploded. I was like, of course. Of course this is the next step for MrBeast. Dude is fucking curing people of illnesses and helping people literally and just giving them money. What the heck? You heard all that correct, guys. Over this weekend, a few days ago, MrBeast released a new video titled 1,000 Deaf People Hear for the First Time. You've probably seen some of these videos where little kids will be at a hearing clinic and they don't speak or they don't, you know, they can't hear their parents' voices and they get the little implants and then they hear and they're like, and they are overwhelmed. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's great. It's great. It plays with the heartstrings. Well, MrBeast figured out how to turn this into another one of his beastling endeavors. Another rite of passage for those who want to subscribe to Beastianity. Like the curing blindness one where he just kind of paid for LASIK surgery, he got hearing aids that pinpointed issues in these people who are legally deaf's eardrums, and then also gave them $10,000 briefcases, which is really, really awesome. Some of the reactions are really good, dude. The video is awesome. I think this one's less weird than the curing blindness one, because that's just like, you did what? How the f did you do that, bro? And he didn't ever say he cured blindness, I don't think. That's just kind of what it seemed like. It seemed just wild, out of left field, crazy. Dude makes a bunch of people here and then gives $10,000 to 6 families and gives someone a jet ski. I want to start doing that. Giving people jet skis? That looks like fun. Big Tex. Look at Big Tex and his wife. Aw, they're so cute. They're so cute. And he gets some specially made hearing aids for a little girl who needed them. And then she took her shopping for toys and then told her to get whatever she wanted, of course. All right, material things are not important, but they do make people happier. And this is baller as because making someone hear again, allowing someone to hear again through money or whatever sort of influence or power you have is like as good of a thing as you can possibly do. How horrible would it be to not hear? I have perfect eyesight, perfect hearing, a perfect body, a perfect gastrointestinal system. My heart is perfect. My brain is perfect. I really have to set aside all of my privileges to be able to understand what these other people are going through. And that's why I love MrBeast so much, because I use my empathy. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just joking. Yeah, it's beautiful though. It genuinely is a really, really, really cute, wholesome moment in that video. I love it. And he also didn't just stay in the USA. I can't remember if he did or not in the curing people of blindness. I think he went around the world a bit. He went to Mexico, gave 200 hearing aids out. He even gave hearing aids to 2 parents who had never heard their daughter say mama and papa because they were both hard of hearing. That's pretty rare, I feel like, to have 2 parents that can't hear. That must suck. But now they can hear, thanks to MrBeast. Jameson didn't just stop in Mexico and the US, though. He went around the world. He went to Guatemala, Brazil, South Africa, Malawi, and Indonesia. He gave out even more hearing aids to people who needed them. Jameson Beastling is an incredible fellow. And people are very, very, very angry. It's just like always. It's fucking stupid, dude. Don't you have anything better to do? Random complainer on the internet with a furry profile picture. Don't you have anything better to do? Like, at all? Like, stand up and walk around for an hour and think? Use your brain instead of just getting angry and then just leaking shit out of your mouth and typing it out on Twitter. Of course, though, he didn't just stop giving hearing aids to a bunch of people. He also donated $100,000 to foundations to teach sign language, you know, because being able to hear is helpful with the hearing aid, but it's still like a temporary thing. Sign language is a lot more widely accessible. Everyone should know a little bit of sign language. I think that's something. I don't know. People used to make fun of me a lot. It is beautiful. Learning ASL is pretty magical. Jokes aside. All around, MrBeast said this video cost him $3 million to make happen, which is incredible, and 4,000 man-hours of editing to put the video together. That's a lot, right, Tara? And or Squeaky? And or whoever else edited this? And this is probably because there's so many people that they recorded, because there's 1,000 people, and I'm sure they pulled the camera out on all of them. I'm sure they did. It makes sense. MrBeast tweeted about it. He's a good dude. 20 million views. I love MrBeast. I wonder if he'll follow me on Twitter. Oh, wait, he does. This is just amazing to do. I don't know about you guys. I'm a creator. I don't see any of my creator friends, myself, anyone doing anything that's genuinely positive. MrBeast does. I don't get hate for any of the things that I do. I'm a shithead. I just talk shit and then I just repeat things that you guys already know. And then I give my stupid little my spin on it. But it's just what I do. A lot of people, you know, you don't have to do amazing things. You don't have to be a god amongst men. MrBeast is incredible. He's actually doing that. Does it appear demonic at times? Yes, it does. But when you take into consideration all the things he's done for good, like preventing deforestation, planting trees, cleaning pollution, helping homeless, countless other examples just from his philanthropy channel, he's making the world a better place, guys. Everyone seems to be incredibly selfish and critical and cruel on the internet, and there's only one gleaming beacon of hope, in my opinion. That is MrBeast. So where do I sign up for the church? Come on, Beast. Come on, Beastianity. Let's create it. Let's make it a real thing. Let's make it a real thing. I'm signing up, baby. This is the second coming of Christ, guys. It is fucking weird. Like, biblically speaking and symbolically speaking, this whole thing, it takes a lot for me to wrap my head around. It feels, I don't want to talk about this in this video because it's just like a more lighthearted video, but it feels evil, but it also feels so good. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's a very industrial society in its consequences moment. It's interesting. It's tough to grapple with, and I should stop speaking because I look like a man who is at wit's end, and I am. You know, all these great things being said, there's a downside, and that is people on Twitter, but not just any people. Some deaf people are angry at MrBeast. Here's a tweet from someone. As a deaf person, I fucking hate this, and I hate how he's turning my disability into clout and attention for his fans and his channel. If you truly care about deaf people, then you should do this without any cameras around and give your money and charities to for deaf people. And this is also very reasonable because there are a lot of people who do fake kindness for views or do just, you know, give things to charity or do good things for people just because they can get views and they can turn it into clout. Like I said, I think MrBeast transcends this, but it's valid. It's very, very, very valid. It's also true that this kind of generosity would not be possible without cameras and that funnel of money and that funnel of just energy and power. And MrBeast is just, you get your hearing fixed. You get your blindness fixed. You get a house. I don't have a lot to say here. This seems valid, though. This is the least psychotic response, though. We're going to go ahead and start with the least psychotic and most reasonable response. This is just someone who personally feels that MrBeast is turning this into unnecessary attention when he should just do it with cameras off. In my opinion, it doesn't matter if cameras are on or off. When you're doing so much good and you're always continuously doing more and more good, it just seems better through this. I hate when people say they give away to charity and they brag about it or whatever. I think that's bullshit. I think MrBeast kind of transcends that in all honesty, but I can see this is a great point. Oh man, so many chronically online people though. They're going to sour your mood. We're about to see some absolute insanity here, guys. This is the worst thing that has happened in many people's lives in the last couple weeks. And by that, I mean MrBeast uploading a video where he helped a lot of people is the worst thing that has happened in many people's lives in the last couple weeks. How fucking sad is that shit? And these beasts of Nurgle have some choice words for Mr. Breast. Hi, I don't know who you are, but I wear hearing aids, and that is not actually how hearing aids work. While it's wonderful that you made hearing aids accessible to people who want and need them, it's important to be careful with your words, especially when you want to be kind. You know, also very based. We helped 1,000 deaf people hear again. I feel like that's the nature of the demonic thing that I'm talking about here, where you got to be you got to say things in a certain way, you got to depict things in a certain way, or YouTube won't promote it. This person said, bro wants a cookie for thinking he helped deaf people without understanding how hearing aids really work. Hearing aids are not like glasses. Tired of white savior hearing bros. And it's very similar sentiment to the last negative tweet, but it's also a bit of that classic Twitter toxicity, that terminal online toxicity, which just is unnecessary in my opinion. I don't understand how you could even bring race into this at like even a small amount. It's just fucking dumb. Twitter dumb. What about helping 1,000 deaf people to learn sign language to stop the language deprivation, especially in children? Shake my damn head. This is an interesting take too, because there's a lot of people who can't be helped by hearing aids or care that's available with current technology. Some people are just completely deaf and they can't hear and they have to learn sign language to be able to even communicate with other human beings. This person said, I wonder when hearing people will get the concept that hearing devices do not equate to or make you become hearing. That being deaf isn't a sadness or a tragedy, but a beautiful way of being. That this kind of thinking is harmful and hurtful. I don't really understand this at all, to be honest. This is some very Twittery stuff. This doesn't really make a lot of sense. I would suggest watching the video and then bringing judgment, because this is just like a level of thinking that is so unrealistic and so not based in rationality or logic that it does not go into my head. I already forgot what that person said. I'm gonna be honest. It's out of my head. I literally could not rephrase that in any way. If you were born deaf and you want to remain deaf, that is your choice. These people wanted hearing aids to help them hear again. That is their right as well, equally as much as yours. So, people with disabilities don't need to be cured. Some do want the aids to help them better adjust to a world that otherwise is not made for disabilities. But so many disabled people don't want fixing. Why is this so hard for you people to understand? The same thing. Some people do want to hear with hearing aids, though. I don't really see the point of this. It's crazy. It's fine if people don't want to be fixed by MrBeast, but some people do want to be fixed by MrBeast. In conclusion, I'm convinced this is all nonsense, and I feel like MrBeast is doing a good job. Let me know what you guys think down below. There's always negativity out there. Whatever, doesn't matter. People have the right to be upset, and this all just seems like it's relatively unimportant, and it's just sad. And I think it's funny. That's why I wanted to make a video about it. So, let me know what you guys think.